Today on Focus on Investing, we take a subscriber request from Money Ain't a Thing. He says, what about the stock NAMS? That is New Amsterdam Pharma. And he puts rocket emojis and fire emojis. So we'll see today if, NAMS is on fire to the moon. Time to find out. Time to get focused.
Time to get focused with Focus on Investing.
Welcome to Focus on Investing, where we teach you technical analysis so that you can make money in the stock market and double your income. We release these videos as soon as we record them. So if you've received a notification for this video, this opportunity may still be available. If you don't want to miss out on any future opportunities, then make sure you go and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. We're on a mission to double our income for 2023. And if you want to join us on the mission, then go ahead and go to focusoninvesting.io and join us over there on Patreon on the journey to double our income for 2023. All right, let's get the proceedings proceeding this evening. And let's get into this NAMS stock. Again, requested to us by Money Ain't a Thing. Shout out to you. We're going to look at this NAMS. First thing we're going to be looking at is, we like to look at the overall shape of the stock. Always gives us a good idea. And the first thing we notice is a very flat looking stock. Let me bring up our arrow. Overall shape is very much a sideways thing. There's no bullish direction. There's no bearish. It's now, we've got to be careful with this always. Always got to remember that the chart always scales to whatever we have in the picture, right? And if you notice here, all the way over here on the Friday, the 24th of November, and this is actually when Money Ain't a Thing requested me to look at this stock. So I did have a look at it at the time, but I'm just getting to it now. But the knowledge is still pertinent. We noticed that when we have this massive spike, it's going to reduce the effectiveness of all of the other movement, right? Because all of the other movement pales in comparison to this big spike. So it's going to reduce these movements in order to fit this spike into the picture, right? So now let's see if we can zoom in a bit, but move this spike out of the way. See, the moment we move the spike out of the way, look how much the price movement spikes up and peaks up. So always be mindful of this when you're looking at charts, that it's going to scale everything into one picture. So whatever's the biggest thing, it's going to scale for the biggest thing and therefore reducing all the movement. So we look at generally at the price movement, and even when we zoom in, we know that first until it settles down for a while, and we see moves down, slide slowly in a bearish direction, and then goes quite flat. Even though we've zoomed in on the scale, it's relatively flat. It's very the look of it is quite weird. If you look at this, the way the candlesticks are, they move a lot of parallel candlesticks, a lot of like 2, 3, 4, even want to say 5, 6, 7 candlesticks with no body, and the only 2 here have got even a wick. Very weird movement. So I don't know really what's going on with this stock. Even here, when we look here, more candles. Actually, when we look even in closer detail, lots of candlesticks with no movement. Here. We're looking here, small body here, no candlestick, here, small body again, here, no body wick, small bar, nobody wick. So lots of these little small lines and dashes. Very, very interesting stock. I've never seen that before. And that essentially, what that means is that there was no movement on the day. Or if you see something like this, where you see a no body but a wick, it means that it entered the market, went down to this level, so price fell in the same day as we're looking at the daily time frame, came back up to its entry price and exited at the same price. So it started the day and ended the price at the same day. So it started the day and ended the day at the same price, but it moved throughout the day, right? So this is what it's saying. So very weird price movement we're looking at, and this. So yeah, let's just time frame. So so what we can see about price is that it's basically right, and not really much movement. I mean, even if we draw a line, we can see that all of this price movement is on the same line. So even though we do get a little bits of movement, it's not much. And it's only until we get to the 7th of November, we see a little bit of movement to the upside, a little bit movement to the downside, but not very much movement. And then we see a massive spike on the 23rd of November. And this is what Money Ain't a Thing was referring to when he said going to the moon. So yes, in terms, I mean, let's measure how far this went. This went in one day, we had a movement of 233%. So damn, that's a lot of movement.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, 233% in one day, a lot of movement. But the issue with a lot of these types of stocks is that, we like to do technical analysis because what happened in the past is likely to happen in the future. And the past record or history of a stock gives us an indication how it will perform in the future. Now, because this has always been flat, the future of flat. Now, when you have these out like this, there is no way to predict the nature of this stock, right? So this was probably a fundamental play. There was probably some news that came out on this stock that caused it to spike, right? Now, we know fundamentals, good news can make it spike, do nothing, or go down. Bad news can make it spike, do nothing, or go down. Sometimes it spikes without no news. You can never really tell, right? So these are one of these plays. If you get it early, it's really a pump and dump play. So if you have pump and dump strategies, you can get in on the pump or maybe get it on the way down on the dump. So it's really hard to plan or create a good edge or strategy around a stock or a trade like this, right? So if we're going to go on a technical analysis play, the shape of price is sideways. So I would say that is more of a sideways play on the shape.
Sideways.
So the next thing we want to look at is moving averages. Now we know moving averages is based on because all of this thing is also sideways. We're looking at the moving averages also being flat and being sideways too.
Sideways.
Now we do see this one movement that would have boosted above all three moving averages. And again, this is so flat, you can't even see the separation of the moving averages. So here we have the 200 simple moving average, the 50 simple moving average, and the 20 simple moving average. But because it's so flat, they're all basically lying on top of each other. So we're seeing this. Now price here did spike above the moving averages. So technically went, bullish and then slightly moving bearish. But again, because there's so much flat behavior with this, neither the bulls nor the bears are really winning. It's kind of like a deadlock game. And I wouldn't even say we're going back and forth because there's not really any much movement. We're here in the latest as price goes down, but I wouldn't really regard it as any sort of kind of movement, right? Then if we look at the our key pivot and support, levels, again, because we're getting so much sideways movement, there is no really upper level and lower level. We're not really given a good level of resistance or good level of support or any kind of area for price to really move at. So currently, if you want to go by these pivot support and resistance levels, we can say that we're kind of pivot level below them. Again, we're trading below the moving averages as well. But it's not really much difference. We're only slightly trading below them. It looks like that down, flick slightly up, flick slightly down, massive spot back down. So this might be just a correction or a backlash from this massive upwards movement. People have shorted after it spot up, they're shorted to bring it back down, and it's just over shorted. So we're currently low at the moment. So let's look at the current candlesticks. We've got 2 red and 2 green. So again, there's no indication really sums up the overall stock, right? Some is going bearish, some is going bullish. It's a bull and a bear fight, but there's not really much movement in it. So we're not even saying a battle back and forth. There's no real battle going back and forth with the bull and bear fight. But if you wanted to class, I guess that's really the nature of the whole thing. If we go through, we're looking at red candlestick green, red, green, 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 red, green, green, red, green, green. So again, we're looking here at a back and forth bull and bear fight, right? It's the bulls and the bears going back and forth. And unfortunately, when we have a bull and a bear fight, what ends up happening is we cannot ride either animal to victory, right? We cannot ride any animal to glory, right? So, overall, again, I would say the overall reading on the shape of price is sideways. I see that the pivot support and resistance are sideways, and the candlesticks are back to back are sideways. So ultimately, we're looking at a sideways chart.
Sideways.
However, if you did want to look at this as an opportunity, the only opportunity would be to ride this, as price is trading low. Let's draw our line, our horizontal line here of where price has basically been trading. This is our baseline, and as price is trading slightly below this, you would want to, let's this up in the chart bigger. The only probable opportunity here, let me zoom right in for this because it's such a small movement. Let me get rid of this. It's such a small movement. There we go. It's such a small move here. Would be, let me bring it into the picture. Would be current price is trading at this line here at $8.50. The opportunity is to ride it from this line here all the way back up to our baseline, which is here. So that's the only real opportunity that is here, to ride this gap from where current price is back to our baseline of $9.86. So if you're looking at making, what is that, $1.36 on the ride up, then this would be the opportunity to do so. All right. So again, if you guys want to look at, stocks that do have great opportunities, make sure you go ahead and join the Focus on Investing, group on Patreon, as there we give you, more or less weekly, we give you good opportunities to invest in. So, we see a lot of times, we see like stocks like these, and these are bad. If you want to look at what a good investment opportunity looks like, then head over to focusoninvesting.io. There we will teach you how to analyze the charts, and we'll also teach you how to place a trade in these charts. We will also give you the indicators, the tools and indicators we utilize in order to analyze the charts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so if you want to see more technical analysis, there are 2 videos here on your screen that go more into technical analysis, and we do technical analysis on stocks, cryptocurrencies, forex pairs, and commodities. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me, and take care.